Hi, Caspar on the 26th of January 2018. We're deep into Italy here. This is 2006, Terra di Lavoro. It's the wine from a winery called Galardi. And we're in Campania here, not far from Naples. And this is a wine made from Aglianico, which is a grape you might not be overly familiar with, but is one of those sort of like Baga from Portugal. And Saperavi, I guess, one of those under the radar rather, red grapes that really kick as hard as pretty much anything in the world. I mean, it's a very senior grape indeed. And this is, I think, mostly Aglianico with a bit of another grape of the region called Piedi Rosso. 2006 vintage. Yeah, I mean, I think this Robert Parker's wine advocate gave it a huge score. Suggested start drinking it in 2016. So let's have a look at it. Crikey, it's deep. Well, it's almost opaque and still very red in colour. It looks like a young wine. Looks much younger than its 11 years, I must say. I opened this a couple of hours ago, decanted it an hour and a half ago. So let us have a sniff. And this is something that's starting to mature. It's wine of soil and rock and smoke and dark fruit, but it's not. There's nothing sweetly fruity about the nose. It's a wine of sort of brambly, dusty brambles in the hedgerow. Almost a sort of hint of menthol. Touch of meatiness, but I don't think it's Bretty. By Bretty I mean, sorry, Brettanomyces, which is this yeast that gives a sort of sweaty horse aroma. It's a nose that's zinging with energy. It really has got a lot of zip and life, and actually as I swirl it, finally a little sweetness of fruit comes through, a sort of bramble liqueur, but goodness me, it's good. It smells like a living thing. Absolutely delicious, complex, and above all fascinating. I can't wait to have a sip. That energy on the nose is perhaps even more apparent on the palate. And what strikes you very quickly is the acidic tension within the wine, which just makes the palate sit up and start sort of dribbling. Really, it's and then that acidity is joined by Aglianico's typical rich, quite blocky, but fine tannin. If ever there was a wine for a meat course, this is it. And let's talk about what it actually tastes like. I mean, there's so much structure right through. I don't know what the total tannic phenolic content is, but it's richly tannic, and through that there's this wonderful black, slightly smoky, almost a touch inky fruit. It's a wine of vim and life, and it really, the moment you sip it, you think, I wish I could have that with some food. And in fact, I've got Marcella Hazan's proper ragu recipe cooking next door that's been on the top for about 6 hours now, so getting perfect. And I think this will be perfect with that recipe probably. It's a monstrously senior wine. It really is. I don't think it's too poncy to say cerebral in this case. It really is a wine that takes quite a lot of thinking about. There's a hint of dried fruit about about the nose as well. It's you think when it goes in the mouth, you think it's probably medium weight, and then this sort of structural component builds. The tannins rise up and sort of envelop the mouth and just make you smack your lips in anticipation of a bite of food, really. And the length is absolutely off the charts. This is a wine that's going nowhere. I mean, I've had a few bottles of this over the last few years, and it's been impressive, but way too young. I think this is just starting into its window of drinkability, and I could see that window going on for, crikey, 10, 15, 20 years. I don't think there's any hurry whatsoever. If you have this in your cellar, rejoice, be happy, give it lots of air, put it in a decanter, and serve it with the right food. And the right food is something fatty and meaty, a bit of lamb to sort of contest those tannins. But crikey, what a super wine! Blimey, all life is here. 2006 Terra di Lavoro, a monument. I mean, a sort of Chateau Latour of southern Italy. It's an extraordinary glassful.